This shows you how strong of a voice that Dave Chappelle really does have. This man's voice is strong as hell. The fact that he just went up onto a stage, picked up a microphone, and said, hey, this thing's running, but I ain't seen one red cent. Y'all should take this stuff down. And they did? Bruh. The power of the microphone is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. Pascal. Netflix has removed Dave Chappelle's Chappelle Show at comedians' request. This is pretty insane, y'all. So in a stand-up set, Chappelle airs out his issues with a contract he signed with Viacom for the show long ago. So he has leveraged his relationship with Netflix to get Chappelle Show removed from the streamer. In a video from a recent stand-up set released Tuesday, the comedian, who has made several specials on Netflix, yeah, he's done a lot of specials on Netflix, he said he spoke with executives there, and they agreed to pull the show from the service. Netflix reps confirm the Hollywood Reporter, which is the article I'm reading from. Chappelle's show had been streaming on Netflix in the United States since November 1st. I mean, it's only been on for 23 days, y'all. 23 freaking days. It also streams on a Viacom CBS Properties Comedy Central, where the show originally had aired. So the CBS All Access HBO Max, which recently licensed the show, which Chappelle referenced in his November 7th Saturday Night Live monologue. In this 18-minute video, he references the three-card Monty. He references a three-card Monty dealer and Prince as context for what he says was a terrible contract he signed at the outset of Chappelle's Show, which ran from 2003 to 2006.
Sign the contract, but is that right? I didn't think so either. That's why I like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things happened to me, that company didn't even exist. And when I found out they were streaming Chappelle's Show, I was furious. How could they not know? So you know what I did? I called them and I told them that this makes me feel bad. And do you want to know what they did? They agreed that they would take it off their platform just so I could feel better. That's why I fuck with Netflix.
So, obviously, he went to, I remember his whole stand-up on SNL, which obviously some people really like it and some people really hate it. But he did make a kind of a dig at Netflix and basically saying, hey, you know, my show is on Netflix, but I ain't seen one damn dime. I mean, he literally says that. I haven't seen one damn dime. So for the fact that they said, you know what? Netflix was like, hey, you know what I mean? You already been giving us really great content with these new stand-ups and all that stuff. Hey, man, listen, we're going to take this ish down. I think it was a good idea. In my personal opinion, I think it was a very good idea. You know? And, you know, I agree, Mr. T. Mr. T just said Dave still hasn't gotten over how the show ended. And I agree. You know, he obviously, if you guys don't remember, he signed a contract for $50 million for like a couple more seasons of the Chappelle Show. And one day he's on set. He's doing a scene where he's like doing a minstrel scene. And he says that he saw the wrong person laughing at him. Like they were laughing at him the wrong way. And he felt some type of way. Like he said, I had a responsibility. I have a responsibility, not only for myself, but for the people who watch this show. And when you start seeing people, the wrong type of person laughing at you on the wrong type of joke or laughing a little bit too hard at a joke, it makes you feel some type of way. And that's why he packed up and he flew to South Africa. So he hasn't really fully gotten over everything. And I feel like Chappelle's Show is that thorn in his side. You know, it's that thorn he never will really ever get out. Because not only did it make his career, but it also left a really bad taste in his mouth. And it continues to do so. So the fact that he put all his blood, sweat, and tears in some really, really brilliant work. I mean, that show was amazing when it was on the air. He put all that blood, sweat, and tears and effort into that show. He leaves. And yet they're still able to use that content and put it all over 2 different streaming platforms, for crying out loud. 2 different platforms. Bruh, 2. HBO Max and Netflix, and he hasn't seen one red dime? Man, you better take that stuff down. But I also want to say this too. This shows you how strong of a voice that Dave Chappelle really does have. This man's voice is strong as hell. The fact that he just went up onto a stage, picked up a microphone, and said, hey, this thing's running, but I ain't seen one red cent. Y'all should take this stuff down. And they did. Bruh. The power of the microphone is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. The power of the voice is something else. Because you know for a fact, there are plenty of higher ups out there, plenty of suits out there that don't give 2 damns about somebody's artistic integrity. And the fact that they said, you know what? You're right. We're going to take it down. Says a lot about Netflix, but they still haven't taken Cuties down. But I'm just going to, I'm moving on. I'm moving on from that. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they did it. Honestly, that they removed it at his request. Since they don't have any contract with him, he just straight up asked. From what he said, I called them and I told them this makes me feel bad. And you know what they did? They agreed that they would take it off their platform just so I could feel better. And like you said, this is surprising. I wouldn't expect the company to do that, especially like Netflix, which always focused on the profit. But Dave Chappelle is not just influential, but I think they actually did maybe just feel for him since he's been working for Netflix for a while now, doing specials there. So I imagine at least some of them are friends or at least colleagues with him at this point.
True, and you got to remember though too. He's only putting his stuff out on Netflix. This is not on Comedy Central. This is not on HBO Max, on Hulu, or any other place, any other platform. It is only on Netflix. And you know for a fact, there's a lot of people out there that believe that he is the GOAT. I think he's the GOAT. I think he's dope, right? So everybody's going to fly over, like stream the hell out of his content because he's a freaking legend. He's a living legend. And people really hang on every word that he says, every syllable that comes out of his mouth. People eat that stuff up. He has an incredible amount of power when he gets on that microphone. So, of course, they're not going to go and try to destroy that bag and that relationship with Dave Chappelle, because he could literally pack up his ish and go do 100 other amazing stand-ups on Amazon Prime. And that's for sure what they don't want to have happen. For sure. They want to keep securing that bag with him. And of course, they spent, I think his contract was something about $50-60 million for like 3 specials. 3. How many does he have right now? I think 4. Bruh. They want to make sure they keep they want to make sure the money stays at Netflix. So you don't want to piss somebody off like Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a very good move. I'm upset because I was reliving those episodes again. I was watching. I was that one or a couple million people that was actually rewatching Chappelle Show on Netflix. And I was wondering why it was gone. I was like, where the hell did it go? I'm on episode 3. First season, episode 3. Now it's gone. Dang. You know what I mean? Real World, Hoboken. You know what I mean? Like I just got done with that whole episode. Damn, it's gone. So here it is, though. I think it was a good move for Netflix to take it off. But at the same time, it shows you that he has some serious power. And hey, congrats, Dave. You're finally getting the suits to do what you want.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.